Hello, this is Julia C. Today's date is, hold on here, December the 29th, 2018. And the hour is approximately 7:30 a.m. in Atlanta, Georgia. And this morning, I'm gonna be speaking in reference to human trafficking and how to combat human trafficking. And we're also going to recognize the indicators of human trafficking and how to report suspected human trafficking and how to get out, a safe way to get out while you can. All right. So, as you already know, if you watch my sessions or what have you, you already know I don't take many notes. I just jump right in and I read and I then go into describing what I perceive from, and I analyze the passages in the profile, and then I give you my perception of what I think is going on in the matter. So, human trafficking. We're gonna go in how, like I say, learn how to combat, recognize the indicators, and then how to report suspected human trafficking. And so we're gonna start from here. How are you this morning? I hope everybody is doing great. And me, I have a headache, so I'm not really feeling up to par for whatever reason. But let's go on into the anatomy of human trafficking and so forth on. Okay, here. It says human trafficking is a crime and a form of modern day slavery involving the exploitation of children and adults. All right. Okay, here. Let's click on. Let me see what recognizing the indicators of human trafficking has in detail here. Okay. No, we're not gonna do that first here. Let's see here how I'm gonna do this here. All right. I should have pulled it up before I started this session. So hold on here. All right. I'm feeling a little nauseous this morning. I'm gonna read this from Homeland Security here, and then I'll go on, you know. It's a major issue, and the percentage I've read is getting higher and higher in regards to human trafficking. I, okay, hold on. Let me go back to the. I want to give you the basic detail, and then I'll. Okay. All right. Let's read here. Okay, human trafficking is the business of stealing freedom for profit. In some cases, traffickers trick, defraud, or physically force victims into providing commercial sex. In others, victims are lied to, assaulted, threatened, and or manipulated into working under inhumane, illegal, or otherwise unacceptable conditions. It is a multi-billion-dollar crime industry that denies freedom to 24.9 million people around the world. All right, I'm gonna stick to that, and then we'll go into the myths and the and so forth, and how to get out. Um, I like to stay informed um, in regards to things like this, and keep up with what has been observed and presented um, in regards to the matter. Hold on a second, I'm gonna scan my water. I'll be right back. All right. Let me read this to you one more time if you didn't understand, or you can go and Google it. Um, it's under Polaris, um, Polaris.com, and it's it's human trafficking and what it consists of and the basics and stuff. So it's a human trafficking is the business of stealing freedom for profit. In some cases, traffickers trick, defraud, or physically force victims into providing commercial sex. In others, victims are lied to, assaulted, threatened, and or manipulated into working under inhumane, illegal, or otherwise unacceptable conditions. It is a multi-million-dollar criminal industry that denies freedom to 24.9 million people around the world. All right. As we know, for you that already know about human trafficking and you know how it works, and how people can get caught up, or if you were a victim of human trafficking, then you know some of the informal um, information in regards to it. So people that fall victim of human trafficking, there some people, it's most of them, not all, but most of them come from a place of poverty. They trying to achieve something, get bills paid, things like that. And they need quick money. and and for you women and men, but I'm speaking mainly to the women in this session this morning. So this is for women, because we have a high popularity of women being, you know, pushed out into the streets by a spouse or a friend, so-called friend, having to go out and get money, and it becomes a habit. And before you know it, you're caught up into something you can't get out of. Okay, let me read on. Okay, traffickers are tricked, defraud, or physically forced. And physically forced is another one that stands out to me, really stands out. And a person, the controllee in this, some people call them pimps. And some people are threatened in so many words, or just plain out told that if they don't go out and get money, hey, I know where your family lives, I will, I will do this or that, and you're just afraid, that, something may happen. So you go ahead and you do your thing. So people are lied to, in regards to, being trafficked, how they wind up and get in a situation of becoming a victim of traffic. And for example, you meet someone, and you're in a situation, and your family, you're not cool with your family, you don't get along with your family, you need a place to lay your head, and you know you're trying to go to school, you want to get on your feet, get a job, and you want to, you know be independent and things like that. So what happened in that case there is that the female, you know, meets a guy, and his intentions are, his intentions are, he's about money, and he, you know, tells you other things to lure you in, and then once you're in, he's expecting you to go out and get money and things like that, and hey, pay the bills and stuff. That's another way. It's an organized crime, and they have, setups like masseuse parlors. They have strip clubs, the casino also, um, and things like that. That's where you get, you know, go in those places and you can get caught up as well. But anywhere you can be caught by the pimp, and he could wind up putting you out into being trafficked. So let me tell you, um, if you are afraid of 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 your of your partner or your spouse or the person that is forcing you to go out and get this money, or things like that, there's a number you can call. Of course, you can Google the human trafficking hotline. um and let me read some more stuff here. Let me see here. Now, sex trafficking is not the only traffic they have where the uh, your organs, internal organs such as blood or whatever is in there that has been removed. That is another way that is considered a part of trafficking, human trafficking, also. And they can steal your identity that way too. Um, Things like that. So, I met one lady at the shelter, and we talked. This was a couple of years ago, and she told me, she didn't tell me that it was traffic, but I put two and two together, and that's what it were. She was being trafficked. So she told me she met a guy. She thought he was nice. She said she lived with him for about 3 weeks. And then she said he started, she didn't have nowhere to go. And, he started bickering. Um, Everything was running smooth. And she said he started bickering about bills in the house and things like that. And she thought, was under the impression that they was going to be in a relationship. And and then she started to notice that he was, talking about his finances and things like that. And she had no other place to go. And he started telling her she needed to find a mean of getting money, that his bills had to be paid. And she was stuck in this situation. Um, so she said she did what she knew best, you know, and she went out and she, was hustling money on the streets and stuff like that. Because of her criminal record, she can't get a job, and he knew that. Um, and so he, you know, she said he was on drugs, and alcoholic and things like that. Um, she said he was demanding her to, she couldn't sleep because he didn't want her to sleep. She wanted to, take naps. She was tired, and he would disturb her while she's trying to rest in his place. He would disturb her about going out and getting money to bring back to the house and stuff like that. So she said she did what she knew best. She went out, on the street and hustle up money to bring back to him to keep his mouth shut and stuff like that. And she said he started wanting to do this on her to do this every day. He didn't want her in the house. He wanted her out making money and things like that. And she said she had nowhere else to go. And so she said one day they got into an argument, and he pulled a gun out on her and told her he would kill her, you know, if she don't cooperate and keep her fucking mouth shut. Um, so she said she became fearful of him, and she said that he knew, other places that she hung out at, and that he, could come there and, do something to her, or, catch her outside of the places, these places that she would, go and, maybe kill some time. But she say he knew where she go and hang out and things like that. So, and also, human trafficking is in other countries. Of course, we're in the USA, but human trafficking is in other countries as well. And most of those are from a background of poverty. And, and the woman, or, or what have you, wants to better her life and get out of a situation, and do better and move on. And she does, they do what they know best, and they use their body or what have you, to survive. And you run into a guy, you know and he's, in need of, getting his bills paid, or whatever his expenses are, or whatever. He's in debt, and he runs into a chick, and she needs somewhere to sleep and get on her feet, and things like that. So, um, you know, he tells her a story, gives her a story, and then lures her into his place. Everything runs smooth for a minute, and then out comes the blah blah blah, money. I need money, 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 money. And so you happen to get up, get out there and get it, or you're asked out, and things like that. Um, like I said, they call it pimping. So, if my advice is, if you're in a situation and it's life threatening, and you can't just leave in peace, and you want to move on, get a plan. Get a plan, and never tell anyone, trust anyone with your plan, um, in regards to how you're gonna get out uh, of the situation, such in such of the matter of being trafficked. So save your money. If you're out prostitution or whatever, you just can't get out. And I'm not condoning what you're out doing, but if you're in a situation and that's what all you know right now, and you can't seem to get out of the situation in peace, um, get a plan. Never allow people that you know, to never let them know where you live. I'm talking about with the partner or spouse or whomever this person or people may be that have you out, doing things to get money to bring back to them, so you can stay there or survive under their care. What you do is you tell that joker that your money was stolen, and that you don't have any money, and you find a stash, and you put it in the stash. And if you are in a situation where you're dating from his home, um you know how can I put this? I want to, if you're dating from his home and he's getting the money, and you're there, um, find out where he's putting this money, and you get your money, and what you do is you keep him calm, and you keep peace with him, and you find out where he's keeping the money, and or ways to get money back from him. And there's ways you can do that, and I'm not promoting what you're doing, but if you're just in a situation where you can't get out of there in peace without being harmed, um then you should be saving your money, and you find out where he's keeping his money or his things, and you get it, and you go. Okay, there is buses, there are trains, there are planes, and things of that nature. So get out while you can, and like I say, keep peace with him. Don't argue, even if he argues with you. Always be humble and get out as fast as you can, and you run. Now, um, I'm a victim of being trafficked. And the guy saying, I met this guy, um, which is met this guy. I have family, don't get it twisted. I have relatives, and I just like being out on my own. So I left home, and I said I'm not going back home because I won't feel right. I feel like I'm a failure if I go back home. So I think I was about 20. Me, I didn't have the best of the growing up, but I went to private school. I got a good education, um, and things like that. It was nothing wrong with home. I just wanted to be out in the world, and I wanted to be free because I was always closed in. I didn't know, anything about, being out in society and how people characters were, personalities, different personalities that I ran into. I didn't know those exist. I didn't know about homosexuality, and I didn't know about, a whole lot of things and stuff like that. So I ran into this guy. His name is Rap. And I he thought that I didn't have a place to stay. He thought I was a runaway kid. And he let me into his place, and he let me know this is, he didn't say it, but he let me know in so many words, he used sign language to let me know that, hey, this is my place and I'm the boss. So everything runs smooth for about a week and a half. I'm sleeping there, I'm resting, and I had a plan, but I wanted to do it on my time. I had a plan to get up and go get a job, and so, get on my feet so I can move on. But anyway, his intentions were to get me there, and he started being aggressive with me and stuff like that, and he thought I didn't have nowhere to go, that I was, I guess, throw it away, something like that or that nature. And he began to be aggressive. He started using a lot of curse words and stuff like that, scaring me and things like that. You know, and where did he take me? He took me to a few strip clubs. He said, "We're going to the strip club," and I said, "Why are we going to the strip club?" He said, "Come on, we're just going to the strip club." So then, right then, I knew, you know, he wasn't looking for anything serious. He was trying to get paid, you know. So this joker, he started showing his true color as I got to know him. You know, he started showing his true colors and stuff. and doing all kind of things out of character that he didn't do when I first, entered his home. So took me to the strip club. I see all the girls stripping there and stuff like that. That's not my cup of tea. Whatever works for you, good for you. But that's not how, my cup of tea. I could if I break my neck, but I wasn't trying to break my neck because I didn't have to really do those things. You know, um, so he thought I was an idiot or something. And then so he sold a lot of uh, uh marijuana and stuff like that. And so I stayed there maybe a month and a half. He started talking when he buy groceries. He started complaining about I need to go and get food stamps, all kind of stuff. I was in my early 20s and stuff like that. He started talking crazy, comparing me to other women, talking about I'm lazy and stuff like that. I'm bragging on other people and stuff like that. And I said, hey, I don't know where you come from, but I don't get down like that. I said that to myself. So you know, um anyway, so I tamed myself. I said, calm down. Yes, I wanted to fly off the handle and tell him a thing or two. But something said, no, that's something better than that. Be humble. So I hushed my mouth and I watch all his movements and stuff because he thought I guess I looked like Tweety Bird then or what have you, or some dummy in the face or something like that. So this joker, he was selling drugs, I mean marijuana, and he would, you know, I guess he thought I'm weak, talking about me, and things like that, so one particular day, I got fed up and I said, I'm leaving. And I said, he took me through all this stuff right here. I said, I must leave with something, because he's just humiliated me while I'm here and things like that, expecting me to be, out getting him money and things like that. And so he left them. He used to leave. He likes to leave things lying around, and very comfortable with lying things around me and things like that. So one day I saw he put his stash, and boy, he left the house with, and he left his money there. What in the world did he do that for? I went underneath the pot and I got the bankroll. And before I did this, I made sure he left and pulled out the driveway, and I looked under the pot and I got the bankroll, and you should have seen me hauling ass up out of that. I exit. And I think it wasn't a lot of money, but for a 20-year-old, 20-something-year-old, that's a lot of money. You know, $2,600, $2,700 is a lot of money. And hey, I got the money. Anyway, I got the money and I took it to my relatives and I gave her some of the money. I said, hey, you know, I'm not doing that again, you know. And I didn't go back there. He didn't know where I lived because he thought I was homeless, or I think I met him I forgot where I met him, but it wasn't even near my place. So what I'm trying to say to you in regards to human trafficking, if you're being trafficked and you can't get out, if you can't get out of the situation, and you want to, and have a plan. And I'm not saying do what I did, but that's what I did. And like I say, save your money if you're a person and he send you out to prostitute. Save your money. You know, get away from him. And don't worry about. And another thing I want to bring to your attention is that some women are lured in by the guy, make you feel insecure and things like that. He makes you feel low and things like that. Trust me, evidently you must be the bomb because he won't tell you those bad things or try to make you feel a certain way. So evidently he's intimidated by you and things like that. Because if it was all natural, hey, he won't have to do all that extra to get you to go out and, feel bad and bring him back money just so you can be accepted or be his friend, be around him or whatever. It's not worth it. It's plenty of people you can, hang around and stuff like, I mean, better than that, you know. And that's what I was saying about myself. But I know sometimes it has to digest. And then you feel better once it comes out. And you get over it and you move on. And you just learn. That's all. It's a learning. It's learning. And most children, they should hear this. And if you're out there. And another thing with the 10 year old, 10 through 15, 16 year olds that are being trafficked and you're out on the streets and things like that. Now if you're a house person, and the person is selling you and getting the money, and it's not passing through your hands, call the authorities as soon as possible. As soon as you see the front door open, if you can't get out, run out of that door as fast as you can and get away from there and call the cops. So anyway, what I want to say to you ladies is, when you meet guys like this, remember, they're broke and they need you. All right. They need you. You don't need them. They need you. All right. Remember that. And they make you feel bad, like, hey, they're offering you something, his house, his car. Fuck it. Hey, it's not that serious to put up with a lot of headache and make you feel bad. That's not a friend. That's not a father. That is not a mother. So if you're in that situation, and hey, people that is traffickers, or not only men, there are couples that's doing it, and they need money to pay their rent so they can live a certain way, and they're selling you to get it paid, so they can cover up their embarrassments as well. Hey, save your money, get out of there, and don't turn, and find you something and get your own, and get something comfortable and reliable, and be smart about it, and make sure you have security, have some security in life, something to fall back on, because living in America, what I learned by living here in America is that you need security, something to fall back on so it can keep you on your feet, because it's hard to trust people in the United States of America. This country it thrives off money, and it's a competitive country, and everything is evolves around millions and money. And people here, they have, you know us, people that has to have a certain lifestyle will go to extremes to maintain it, and they could even, like I say, put you on the track, or harm you. So hey, you're in a country where, hey, people are desperate. All right. So So, be careful. Um, be careful. Be humble. Be safe. My name is Julia C. And remember, I am with you in the tribulation, and I shall return with another session.